everybody, I'm Liz Boccolini, and today we are going to take a look at Autumn Harvest, a Tea Dragon Society card game. This is from Renegade Games and Oni Games, and is actually based on a series of graphic novels by Oni Press, by Kay O'Neill is who wrote them. So this game is for 2 to 4 players, and what you are doing is you have a tea dragon, and you are trying to buy certain things from the market, make memories with your dragon, helping it grow. And then if you've got the most points at the end, you win the game. So let's go over to the table and see how to play. Here we have the setup for Autumn Harvest. So everybody is going to pick a tea dragon to be their dragon that they play as. So in this example, I'm Peppermint. These are the cards I start with. You can see they're entertaining, feeding, grooming, sleeping, basically what a dragon or a pet would do throughout the day. I'm also going to start with a growth token. This is like currency. Everything costs growth. One player is going to start with this Mentor's card. If you have this and you are buying something, you have to spend this as 1 growth and then pass it to the right. So in a 2-player game, it just gets passed back and forth. Otherwise, you'll pass around the table. And you'll see you can do 1 action on your turn. You can either draw a card, so drawing a card from the deck, or you can buy a card. So this is my deck. It's face down. I've shuffled it. What I'm going to do is draw a card. So I drew this entertaining card. It doesn't give me any points or anything, but what it does is it counts as 1 growth or 1 money, and I can use that to buy cards. Every dragon has a little special action at the bottom. So mine actually says whenever you draw an entertaining while you hold no entertaining, so I haven't drawn any others that I'm keeping, I can draw again. So I can do that. I drew another entertaining. Great. So now I have 2 growth from my cards, 1 from the token, 1 from this Mentor's card that I have to spend if I'm buying something. To buy a card, there are 2 types of cards you can buy. You can buy market cards, you can buy memory cards. When I buy from the market, I'm going to choose one of the face-up cards. This is the cost, so it's going to cost me 3 growth to buy this card. It isn't worth any growth. I can't spend it to buy other cards. But what it does is it gives me this power. When I draw a feeding card, I will gain a growth token. So I'm going to keep this out in front of me, and that power is just ongoing. I'm going to pay my 3. So 1, 2, 3. I'll just discard that entertaining card. And now this is my hand or my pool. It's always face up, not a secret from anybody. I'll replace this card. The other thing I can do is buy a memory card. So the game goes through 4 seasons, starting with spring, ending with winter. And you'll see these memory cards do different things. So for example, if I want to buy this card, this Greetings card, it gives me 1 growth. It costs 6. And when I draw it, I gain a point token. So if I buy this, I put it directly in the discard. And then when it comes up again, I will do that action, get that power, whatnot. If my deck runs out, it's all discarded. I just shuffle and keep redrawing. There are some negative cards in the deck depending on your dragon. For example, this one, the dragon's bored. So if I draw this, I have to discard this one and an entertaining card, and I don't get to do anything. There's General Mischief. When drawn, discard this and any growth card. There's also Lesser Mischief. When I draw, I just discard it. It's not as serious of mischief, but it just is mainly like a skip my turn. I don't get to do anything else. The different dragons have different ones. Some are grumpy, etc., depending on the dragon you choose to start with. When there's only 1 memory card left face up, the round is going to end. So let's say we've done this. The round is over. Nobody gets this Dreams memory card. And then we'll refill that tableau with the summer cards. So the summer cards might give more points, might also cost more. For example, this one gives 4 points as opposed to 2 or 3, however many. It might cost a little more. It actually acts as a growth. As you keep moving through the seasons, the cards are going to get more expensive, but the powers might be more impactful. So, for example, with the autumn memories, you'll see this one, it costs 7. It acts as a growth. And when drawn, I can actually draw again. Or gardening, when drawn, I can gain a growth token. They're also giving me a good number of victory points at the end. So as you can imagine, the winter cards are the most expensive. Like this one is 11, best friends, but 3 points for each season of memory you have at game end, max 12. So this is actually a variable scoring card. This one doesn't really do anything, but it gives you 9 at the end. So you'll just go through the 4 seasons every time, ending the round when only 1 memory card is left of that season. And you'll be building your deck or tableau up along the way with market cards that give you powers. And when the game is over, you are going to count your victory points, which will be the numbers on the memory cards that you've drawn. So that one's worth 1. And any market cards that gave you victory points. So for example, if I had the ceramic teapot, that would give me 1. And then any point tokens that I have. So this one, like when I buy a memory, I get a point token. That's these things here in values of 1 and 5. And then whoever's got the most points at the end of the game is going to win. So that's how to play Autumn Harvest. So let's go back and talk about final thoughts. So thoughts on this one. I like it. It's very simple. Pretty easy to learn and teach, kind of just like a calming game. There's really not a ton of tension or anything. As I explained, you're mostly buying cards to give you powers or victory points at the end. What I thought was cool that they did was there's a regular rule book, but they have this sort of graphic novel style explanation of how turns will go. So it's these 3 characters and they're having a dialogue, and their 2 young characters are being taught how to play the game, and then the older character is explaining what they would do on each turn, which I thought was cool because I like to kind of walk through a specific example of, well, what if this? Then what would I do here? So I liked that. And then, like I said, it's in addition to the regular rule book if you need to look up specifics. What I didn't realize about this when I got it was that half of the dragons in here are supplemental to the original Tea Dragon Society card game. So I don't know why I didn't realize that at first, but it looks like there are tons of dragons you can play, but you can really only play certain ones because otherwise there aren't enough cards to deal out for all of the dragons. You have to have that base game, and this is a standalone, but it can supplement the base game too. So just be aware of that if you're going to go for this one. Overall, again, the art I think is really good. It's not too complicated of a game. It's welcoming. I feel like it's just kind of a chill game. If you are looking for something like that, this might be one you enjoy. I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10 overall. That is Autumn Harvest. I'm Liz Boccolini. Thank you for watching.